Good afternoon. Here we are again at River's Edge Homestead here in northwestern Ontario, and my perennial or food forest lot that I started the middle of July. Um, just thought I'd post an update video on how well it did. I posted a couple videos on what I planted. So as we can kind of see, if I walk the garden here and hopefully get the pictures in, my onions have grown. Not as many as I planted, which we kind of were just using leftover onion bulbs. Not quite sure what I planted here, but whatever I planted, it certainly took off. Somebody probably knows what that is. I wish I wrote down what I planted where, but yeah, comes with old age, I guess. And we got some spinach. That seems to be doing good coming up. Now that's frost hardy, so it will carry on into the fall. That has took off. Did okay. We can start harvesting for some fresh garden salads here. And we got a couple patches that whatever I planted didn't quite take, so I can't really tell you what they are. Looks like I got some beets here growing that I planted. They kind of took off. Not beets, sorry, radishes. I do believe those are beets, but again, I don't always remember what I plant. The bok choy did very well. Um, to give you an idea, that's my hand, and there's the bok choy. So we're looking at a good growth on the bok choy. They got hit by slugs, so I did spray for them. Tomatoes have flourished. Unfortunately, I planted late, so I don't think I'll get any tomatoes off these plants, but it's good to know they will grow and flourish out here. Um, so next year I'll probably plant some more. And my wonderful cabbage. The cabbage has done wonders. It has grown. I don't know if there's enough time left in the year. It's now August 31st. Depending on when we get hit hard with frost, but cabbage will hold some frost tolerance. So hopefully we get some cabbage out of this. We're making a lot of sauerkraut if we do. And again, we've got more cabbage, um, just kind of flourishing along. The weeds are flourishing, or the thistles anyway. Got to get in here and take them out. Um, I planted 133 cabbage plants. I know, shake your head. But what the heck, right? In amongst the cabbage, I tried to grow some beets and carrots. I see some seedlings coming up. Again, I'm not quite sure how well they're going to do, but we'll see. So again, you can see the cabbage did pretty good. Again, they got slug infested. So again, I had to spray the other day to try to salvage these plants. Um, we'll see. We'll see if we can pull anything off. The peppers did poorly, which I kind of suspected were going to do poorly. They went in late. Probably not enough time in the growing season. So we'll take this section and plant it with something else next year. The kale has done wonders, done very well. And we'll be harvesting kale, putting it down in the freezer. And another bit of bok choy. This was hit really hard with the slugs. I could see them in groups. So I did spray for the slugs on this one also. So all in all, I'm very pleased with the progress of the garden, considering I'm not much of a gardener. So this is kind of my first foray into gardening at any level. So I just thought I'd send an update. Now something that you heard me talk about spraying. Now what I did spray with was this BTK insecticide. I did a little bit of research on the internet, and it seemed to do well for cabbage slugs and stuff. Maybe I might read it wrong, but we'll see how it works. Again, when I looked at it, it was pretty pricey when I looked at the little bottle, but then I looked at how much you use of the bottle per spraying, and it's not very much. So I purchased it. Let's see how effective it is. I do use diatomaceous earth as another pest control alternative, but I chose not to use it on this garden. I used the BTK product. So I'm not here to promote a product. That's not my intent. I am just here merely to show you what I grow in northwestern Ontario, in specific just outside of Thunder Bay, for about 100 and some odd kilometers outside of Thunder Bay. So it's an interesting garden. Again, I don't do anything in terms of watering this garden. It is completely on its own. It has to survive on its own. The rain is what waters it. I don't have the facilities to water it out here, and it is remote to my house, so it thrives on its own, and it has done very well. If you ask me how I did some of the things I did to this soil when I planted, I added triple mix. I bought it in the bags, so it had compost and stuff in it, and I added manure on the plots I did plant. So in doing so, I'm hoping that helped the soil out a bit because this soil is heavy clay. I'm thinking as I go along next spring, I will add more manure. I'm going to put in a couple more rows to plant more stuff. I'm hoping, and we'll update next spring as to how much of this cabbage regrows and self-grows. The bok choy has started to flower now already, so I will harvest some of it and I will leave some of it to see what will flower, what will seed itself for next year. So that's kind of the experiment I'm doing on this garden, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'll have another update for you in a month and next spring. Anyway, you have a good day. And again, this is Rivers Edge Homestead here in northwestern Ontario.